Maybe it's doing art commissions while building your portfolio, or editing wedding videos like I used to do to keep writing my first script. Starting as an artist in the animation industry isn't easy. You chase your passion while paying the bills. Is the hustle struggle over once you've built a successful animation studio?
It's an ongoing thing. Like, we're still balancing commerce. We have projects where the notes are crazy. Don't imagine it's all perfect here.
That was director Tomm Moore, and once upon a time in Kilkenny, Ireland, he defied the odds when starting his tiny animation studio. Cartoon Saloon has captivated audiences around the world. So what's the secret behind their success? And how can you create your own path in the industry? I'm screenwriter Pietro Schito, and I was excited and a little nervous to ask these questions to Tomm Moore. If you aspire to write stories for animation, watch until the end because Tomm has an amazing tip for you.
Your studio is like the dream for many people. It's independent, it started really small and kept growing, but you were able to keep authenticity.
First, I want to say it's an ongoing thing, and we've been really lucky that we found some kind of success in projects that were original and authentic to ourselves and to our culture, and I feel really happy about that. I definitely think the company you keep is important. Like, I'm still working with a lot of people I went to college with, and a lot of people who wanted to come here and work as like interns ended up being quite senior in the studio. I sort of feel like the people you spend time with are very important. Like, these are the days of your life. Like, you don't get these 8 hours back, and you're choosing to spend them here working on this project rather than whatever, making money, spending time with your kids, whatever. You're choosing to do this. So make sure you surround yourself with people that are on board, aligned with you. But I think the best structure is have a clear leader on each project, because everyone needs that, but then have room for everyone to have the say. So what I try to do is like create a hierarchy. Yeah, there's a director or two directors, and yeah, there's supervisors, but still want everyone to feel like a fellow filmmaker. Having that kind of an attitude makes you feel less alone, makes the whole journey, which can be quite scary, creating a culture and a work life situation that allows for everyone to feel safe, that they can contribute. It's like tone in a movie. I think the culture in the studio is the same thing.
Speaking of surrounding yourself with wonderful people, I want to thank my amazing Drive for Animation team. If you want to support the channel so that we can continue creating free content, then consider joining our Patreon community, which gives you access to the WFA for Animation Academy, where you get to meet other animation storytellers and bring your skills to the next level. Join today from writeforanimation.com/academy. Now, let's get back to Tomm.
How do you feel about that identity and also moving forward? Do you plan or want to explore something completely different?
I feel like it could be a trap if we repeat ourselves. So we're constantly pushing forward. I see an evolution. When I look at Secret Accounts through to Wolfwalkers, ideas and things that we wanted to do in Secret Accounts, we were perfecting in Wolfwalkers. And I think the lessons from that trilogy were applied on Breadwinner and My Father's Dragon, but we're super conscious that within hand-drawn and within celebrating hand-drawn animation, we want to really try lots of different things. Like, so we'd like to go very far in a direction on certain projects towards exploring how the line can help tell the story, the clean line. And in other projects, it makes more sense to use a software like Moho, and it's a hand-drawn look, but something like the Puffins is more like a kiddie picture book, something very simple and cute. And we can have something like the Visions, which is incredibly traditional. It's like there's even animation on paper in there. There's like ink and splats and messy watercolors. Yes, our identity, I think, will probably always be in the hand-drawn space, at least except for a few experiments here and there. But within that, there's no limit, you know.
And I notice how you embrace also technology, and I see an evolution throughout the films.
Yeah, we're always trying to get to a point where it won't age, that it'll feel more like Bambi or one of those early movies that has a timelessness. It's often the latest technology can look great for a couple of years and then seem very old, whereas anything that feels handmade and handcrafted, it helps us stand out, you know. It helps us stand out from the crowd too, because outside of Japan and France to some extent, there isn't a huge amount of content that has that very hand-drawn feel to it. And I even noticed things like Into the Spider-Verse or The Last Puss in Boots and Mitchells and the Machines. They're bringing some of that hand-drawn language into CG, which I'm delighted to see. But for the longest time, our studio, at least in Western terms, was very unusual in that we were celebrating hand-drawn rather than trying to rush after the latest technology. So anytime we do bring technology in, we try to be careful that it doesn't stand out or look out of place or doesn't feel too far from something that could have been done under a Rostrum camera in 1960 or something, you know.
If you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss our upcoming video with Tomm Moore all about wolf walkers.
It's interesting to find the best way to showcase our voices. I love drawing, but it's like the same way I love to sing in the shower. I'm not a singer, I'm not an artist. And many of us, many writers, we love animation, we love specifically the process. Writers that don't have a way in as a story artist or a concept artist, character designer, what do you think is the best way to knock at the door of a studio and propose, and maybe not being the main writer, but being involved in that magical process?
Yeah. And there's so few opportunities and so many people interested in being the main writer. I think it's a good idea to have other skills, you know. And I think being available as a story person, a story consultant means a lot. I mean, it's true that Will is the screenwriter of Wolfwalkers, but he wasn't the only person who contributed to writing of that. Like Jerica had a huge input on that, and she's definitely very much someone on my radar, or somebody that I would highly recommend as a writer in her own right, you know. So being able to access her and work with her, even though she wasn't getting credited as a writer, but she was willing to come in as a story consultant, that meant a lot, you know. And so I think it means a lot. And it's like I said about the interns who end up becoming supervisors. I think if you're willing to offer something, come in. When you're stuck and you're sure that the whole thing's crap and your whole reputation will be ruined and you'll never recover from this, and someone is willing to come in and look at it and help you break it down and find what you want to say, that person is always going to be your hero, you know. So if you get a chance to consult or be part of the story room or contribute to a story room, it's a really good way to get your foot in the door and get the attention of the producers, who will be so happy to have somebody who's willing to help, you know.
I wholeheartedly believe in this advice. Working as a story consultant has allowed me to connect with great teams at the studios I admire. And whether you're an experienced writer or an artist with a story to tell, keep honing your storytelling skills and learn about the industry by clicking on this video. Thank you so much, Tomm. I'm Pietro, and I'll see you there.